Alongside the man of the hour, the birthday boy, and the newest Tennessee volunteer commitment, Innsworth High School defensive lineman, four-star Ethan Utley. Ethan, congratulations on the commitment.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
pretty excited, I know.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. Glad to be home.
We talk about that four-star ranking a lot. You and I are going to quickly here deep dive into some of your film from this past junior season and look at, kind of what went into building that four-star ranking with some of your own insight. You're ready to offer the folks over at Volquest, our readers, a firsthand look at what goes into a play and kind of how you break things down. So let's hop into play number one on the huddle film.
All right.
So just start me right here. What technique are we in? What are we looking at?
So this is it was like 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12 this play. This team's in our division, so they pass the ball a lot. My division's a run heavy division, usually in 11 and 12 personnel, but they were in 11 personnel with a wingback on this play with 2 receivers to the field side, 1 to the boundary side, and that's their number 1 receiver over there with a right-handed quarterback. So we had a great defense coordinator last year, and he knows when I get in space, I guess it's hard to stop me. So we were actually in a play we call wide right now, which are 2 4 techniques. We were in a 3-man front. This play move out to wide 5 techniques, and basically it's like getting your jet stance and go get the quarterback. And as you could play it actually, and if you play it a little bit, as soon as the ball snapped, he would slow it down a little bit. Like as soon as you could see, like as soon as the ball was snapped.
Yeah, you're off at the jump. We're just pinning the ears back here, and we're saying that this tackle can't get his hands on me in space.
Right, exactly. And this was a scrimmage too, so really we had no we're not allowed to watch film for scrimmage sake. So I'm just thinking like, all right, this is late in the game. I'm like, all right, I get the snap count, and once I get it, as soon as that ball goes, I'm going. And as soon as he got off the ball, like my first step was at his hip, and he hadn't moved yet. So I was like, all right, it's an easy speed rush. I'm just gonna get to the quarterback's high side, see ball.
I mean, he barely got a hand on you. If he got any hand on you, it was 1.
Exactly. And quarterback was in his 3rd step of his drop, so you can't go wrong with that.
Play number 2 here. We're in season, right?
Yeah, in season, deep in season. This is a playoff game. We're in our outside linebackers walk down, so that means he's up on the tight end. So this is how our division usually looks. Most of our divisions, 12 personnel, 2 receivers to the boundary side, 1 running back. This is what you see a lot in just Division II AAA football. And NBA, they run the ball a lot. You expect a lot from them. I've played them countless times. Rival. It's like what to expect. So, but they're in the shotgun usually. So in a film breakdown, our coach would tell us, okay, they're either gonna go play action here with 2 crossing routes and a drag route, and have the tight end do a little pop or something. But considering the field and the down and distance, I think it was like 2nd or 1st down, if I'm not mistaken. And so I'm knowing this is going to be like straight up base blocking, play action, little RPO, but it's just going to be a read option. If the running back has a hole in the backside, he's going to hit it, but if not, the quarterback's going to keep it. So as you play it, you can see I got my hands on my guy. It was a skip pull from the tackle, which you expect a lot from NBA. The tackle pull to front side B gap, so you will see him pull. And then once I know it's pull, I know I would have a one-on-one block. And personally speaking, I'm not one for one-on-one blocks, if you ask me. So I knew once I had primary gap taken care of and the quarterback could not hit that gap. And props to my linebacker for sure for filling that play also, just making sure the puller was taken care of. Once I knew he couldn't hit my primary gap, I have the length to destroy any block. So once I realized it was a one-on-one block, I just get him out the way, and that's a tackle for loss.
So we're 2 plays in of 6 here, and twice already you've mentioned. 1 was a preseason. You're not allowed to watch film. 2, we know what's coming because of film. How much time do you devote to the film study?
You can ask any of my coaches on my team. Like, this is my freshman year. I've just always been a film junkie. Like, as far as like the amount of time I just like spend just like studying the opponent, studying the game, studying techniques. Like, that's what really elevates your game, because like in college, like everybody's good, everybody's gonna have the right technique, everybody's gonna be upside. So it's like it's the things that like separates you, just like knowing like how much pressure they have on their fingertips, where their head's pointed, where their shoulder pads leaning, just like all those little things that you can notice pre-snap will put you that much step ahead of the opponent, which you'll see in later clips. I can point out some things
Oh,
that some
absolutely.
guys can work on. But on this play, like NBA, they're a really good technically sound team, and just knowing that all their guys are coached really well, you really have to rely on your technique here. But playing them so many times, you kind of know what to expect. So I mean, this was like second quarter, I want to say. It's still like a little early in the game, but they're not going to go away from what they do consistently. So it's like you can kind of expect, and then when you can expect, then you go make plays, especially in the odd front where they say most D linemen can't make plays. Well, if you know what you're looking for and know what tendencies are about to come, then you can go make plays, and that's what I did here.
Let's hop to play number 3 right here. Yeah. All right, this is against Lipscomb.
Okay, so Lipscomb, they have a really balanced offense. They pass the ball probably just as much as they run the ball. They have a great O-line. Actually, Chauncey Gooden, one of the guys I'm coming after, for our 2025 Vol class. He's on that offensive line. Just watching their film, he does a lot of A-gap to A-gap pulling, which clears out a lot of space for their A-gap runs. And this is one of those one-on-one blocks. I don't get many of these, so it's a noticeable thing. Like I don't get much of these. And here, I don't really know what. I don't know what his step track was, because I took my normal steps, right down the crotch, take your hands where your eyes go, strike his inside pad. I don't know if the pulling guard, which is actually Chauncey on this play, was supposed to come and chip me to go to a linebacker, but once the play started, it's like the offensive tackle took an odd step outside, and then I saw like it was nothing but me and the running back. And once again, they do a lot of gap scheme running, a lot of ISO, a lot of counter. So knowing that Chauncey could pull either A gap or B gap, I'm like, okay, if he hasn't got here yet, then it's just me and the running back. And once again, you can see the length. Have him locked out with one arm. I have my inside arm free, and I can go make a play in the backfield. And that's what it is. This is actually 3rd and 4. So this was a critical rundown early in the game. Settle a tempo. It was a big hit. You could, if you go watch my actual thing, you could hear a lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd. But,
so when you get to this point here where we're at in the play here, you got the one arm of separation. Eyes are where they need to be.
Sure.
I mean, probably this wide, because, like you said, it's a straight shot to the running back. Sure. So at this point, for you as a defender, your trust becomes here in this outside backer, right? Like, hey, if this guy tries to bounce this, I can still go make a play. I know I've got contain here. That's what we're looking at, right?
Right, exactly. And then even then, you can see on the backside, as far as the play goes, our other DN, his shoulders could have been a little bit more square. We talked about it in film actually the next week, but he has his guy sit off and he's holding the edge on that side. So if the quarterback wants to keep it, that's a tackle for loss. And then, like you're saying, my other teammate, Micah Smith, I have trusted him that if the running back decides to decommit from the play and then try to bounce it outside, he's there to make the play. And if not, corners and safeties are coming down. But just like something simple as that, even if I don't make that play there, like me just getting rid of that initial hole on the front side of the play, it just ruined the whole thing. And then I made the play in the backfield, and that's just what I do. Like when it comes to that stuff, that's what I do.
Absolutely. It's going to play number 4, and this is a big play, I believe. This is a
oh yeah, for sure. This is a rival. It's another rival. They hadn't beat us. They got us this year. We had some mental mistakes, but we corrected it for the next week coming. But this is another rival region game. This is the second quarter. I'm actually at noses play. We're in a nickel package, which means we have an edge rusher, which you can see he's on the field side. He looks a little bit smaller, but and then we have me and my teammate actually switched on this play because we had a stunt play. I was going from weak hand A gap for the center, which is his hand that he could block with and punch with, to spike step into his snapping hand, which as a high school center, it's kind of hard, especially when you're going to see like I moved before he snapped the ball.
Yeah,
I didn't move past the ball, but my step, like you can see it was like, bow. It's like I'm already there, and it's like it's penetration, like nobody can react to it, and it's like as soon as the running back got the football, I'm in his face, and you can see linebackers coming free, just like things like that. It's just like it blows plays up, especially like the plays when I get to know is like my lateral speed and just like penetration and gaps is just like I'm not the biggest. I'm not 300 pounds. I'm not saying I can still work on taking double teams, obviously, but just like being able to go from one gap to another and that quick lateral speed and the matter of the ball being snapped, my reaction time is just like it's hard for offenses to keep up with, and it frees up so many more things, and then it causes the O-line coach to think about other things like, okay, like we thought he could only do this, now he's doing this. It's like, okay, we gotta check some things.
At this point, and it's early in the game too here. At this point, I mean, it's very clear that all those things that you say line up. Not only do you almost beat the snap, but you impact the snap so much that it's a little bit high. It's not outrageously high, but it impacts that mesh point to where even if it would have been clean, you're still probably blowing that play up. But even at that point, like you've impacted the mesh point so much that you've at least slowed them down to the point where it's going to be a minimal gain, if not a tackle for loss, and then results in this.
And then even as far as it goes, they're in spread. They don't do a lot of spread. They usually have two running backs, which is interesting because they do a lot of read option, like with two running backs and a quarterback involved. So as far as this play went, when they were in trips to the field side with the receiver stacked, it was like, okay, you either got a bubble screen coming. Like this is like seeing this like way before the play happens when they come out. And so you either got a bubble screen coming to the field side, or they're gonna read option inside the box. It's either going to be a draw to the running back, right to the A gap where I ended up being, or the quarterback's going to take it outside. And like, that's just like tendencies and things you can expect from a team like MUS. Just like they're one of those other teams that's just going to do what they do, and they're going to do it till the wheels fall off. And as far as them not having a tight end in the game, it was just like, all right, you know what's coming. Like it wasn't like a guessing game on that play.
So play number 5, this is a game-winning tackle, right?
Yeah. I remember we went down and scored, and defense wins ball games. Like I'm a heavy believer in that. So I want to say it was a little bit over a minute left, or right under a minute left. They had drove the field. I think we got a penalty, and they had drove the field. On this play, they're empty. Their running back was hurt, so they were in empty like majority of the game. And their quarterback was a scrambler. And so, and they actually have an Indiana receiver commit that was out this game. So we know, just like watching them, scouting them, we know most of the time they're running crossing routes, a lot of deep crosses, a lot of skinny posts, a lot of slants, like things to get eyes in the wrong places, basically, and confuse defenses. And it was 17-10 at this point. But I noticed, as you can see, the quarterback's not looking at his sideline. He went back. He looked at his slot receiver, which is his number one playmaker, number 2, which in this sense, why would you not have your number one playmaker on the boundary side with a right-handed quarterback to his right side? So, and I'm in a wide 5 again, so I'm in the 5 technique. So I'm like, all right, they ran this jet sweep reverse thing multiple times, expected. But if not, this O-line is not going to touch me, and this is going to be a sack, and the game's going to be over with. So as he goes in motion, that's also this kid was catching crossing routes the entire game. So once I saw him go in motion, I was like, all right, there's not about to be a pass. So once he went in motion, I was like, okay, he's either about to jet sweep this to try to get it outside to the field side and go make something happen, or number 2's coming back because the quarterback tried to check it. And once I saw him go in motion, you can see I'm past the ball. It's bow snap, I'm gone. He tosses it. I get him wrapped up. It's 4th, 3rd down, whatever. My teammate ended up with the ball, running to the end zone. They tried to say he was down because his forward progress was stopping something, but hey, it doesn't matter. I was ready. I was like, bro, as soon as they snap the ball, it's about to get sacked. Because just like the Father Ryan's technique wasn't the best. They did some strange, weird backpedal kick step thing, and it was like, all right, that means your feet are switching. Like it's just another like technique thing. Like they were walking backwards, and it's like a lot of long arms and bull rushes were used this game. Just a lot of like head movement, just like getting people off their tracks because they had really bad base and tracks. So just knowing that, like, it was just like little things like that look off. I was like, all right, you're either about to hit him on a crossing route across the middle, or he's coming back to get the ball. So I was like, you got to expect it.
And then play number 6, sixth and final.
This is another 3-man front. We do a lot of 3-man front, as you see, but most of the time I'm moving. I'm on the go. Like I'm not. I obviously I know how to 2-gap because that's our base defense. But right now we're shaded to the field side, so it's probably something to start with a B. That's how our plays go. So some starts with a B, you shade to the you shade away from the boundary side, but some starts with an F, shade away from the field side. So I'm assuming this play started with a B, and right now I'm just in a wide 5, and they were backed up. I want to say it was 3rd and long once again, and I don't take too much respect to offensive tackles having their hand in the dirt when they're about to kick step, because just like my get off to me, you're gonna miss your punch. Like your first punch is gonna miss. So and this team, another 11 personnel team, and their tight end was away from me. So I'm like, all right, I'm about to get 1-on-1. This running back's gonna go on the route. So he tries to chip off, he misses. I work a bull swim. So I engage his hands and eyes with 2 hands shoot to his chest. And then once he reacts to me shooting 2 hands at his chest, I just work it to a swim move. So I knock his outside arm down and swim over. Yep. And then get his hands gone. Now I'm bending the tip, getting around the corner. My nose guard got pushed out his lane a little bit. If he would have stayed gap integrity or just kept rushing, he's a great nose guard, great gap plugger. So if he could stay a little bit more integrity in his gap, but I'm not complaining. Play never stops till the whistle's blown. So I step up, quarterback steps around. I'm coming. Like I'm gonna chase you. I'm gonna come get you. That's another thing. I'm a little athletic. I can be faster. Everybody can be a little bit faster, a little bit stronger. But for sure, I just kept going, and like I can just hear my coach saying like, "Keep going." Like he's screaming at me like, "Keep going, keep going." And I'm just like, "All right." I work my move. I'm like, "Okay, dang." Like even when I looked back at it, I was like, "Dang, if he would have had to like just stay right there in the sack." But I kept chasing him. He ended up getting like 2-3 yards, but just like then, that's just like effort on the play. You make a great move. He may not be there, but the play's not over till the whistle's blown. So, just kept working, chased him down. He made a few moves, but I was quick on my feet. And I just made the play. So that's how that went.
Having watched your game evolve over the last 3 years, added weight, added length.
Yep.
You can't really add what you just did right there. Though. Like that effort is something that you've had since you were a freshman for sure. That I've seen. Sure. Just like how much pride do you take in that aspect of your game? Like you can win with your hands, you can win with your lateral quickness, you can win with your size when you need to. But like, how much pride do you take in winning with that, aspect of your game?
It was for sure a maturity thing. Like if you watch my game clip by clip, freshman year you'll see spurts of it. Sophomore year you'll see more spurts of it, and then like this year, like I had a real serious talk. Like an article came out about it. I didn't think it would ever get out because it was just the conversation we had. But he like asked me at the beginning of the season. He was like, I'm going to expect a lot from you because like all those plays that you just saw was also me playing every offensive snap at right tackle. So that's just me loving the game of football. Like I know you see guys like Travis Hunter never come off the field and play over 100 snaps of college football, which is like insane. But just as far as like the impact I realized I could have on the game, like on both sides of the ball, no matter what it is, like as long as my team is winning. It was just like a mental thing. Like you're really not tired until like think about being tired. Like once you like put your head down, you're like, dang, I'm tired. Like, I'm out of breath. It's like, all right, then you're gonna start breathing heavy. You're gonna start like getting high. You're gonna start like seeing things. Just like as the season went on, like early in the season, I had to adjust for sure. Like obviously, like it's hard to replicate 100+ practice or in-game snaps in practice. So I try my best. Obviously, I practice hard. It's like it's hard to replicate just like getting your body and muscles like ready for that. Like I cramp a little bit. They don't stop me, but I cramp a little bit, and you just gotta like keep going. And so just like being able to continue to play with a consistent effort was like a thing that like my coaches and obviously like other college coaches and then Coach G would love to see from me. So knowing that you're getting something like that, like all right, you work your move, it works, but the quarterback steps him around. Like it's still football at the end of the day. Like he's not just gonna be sitting there waiting for you to come and sack him. So knowing that I'm a guy that's gonna run to the football, which is something my D-line coach actually preached to me a lot. Like our motto was run, and like having athletic D linemen like Tennessee does, like not having obviously they have guys over 300 pounds, but having guys that's like 250 where it's like, all right, if it's a jet sweep, he's gonna chase the running back to the sideline and meet him at his point. And it's like just like being able to fit into a system and scheme like that holds their guys to expectation in that way, and being athletic enough to compete with skilled players when it comes to being on your feet. It's just like it's important, and then it also keeps you versatile. Like some of those plays I was at nose, and it's just like, all right, this is a 6'4", 260-something pound guy playing nose guard. It's like he's not plugging gaps, but like my movement is just like one of those things that's like, all right, if you can't touch me, you can't stop me. So it's like I just I'm in the track right now, just like working on like quick speed bursts, keeping those hamstring good, keeping the quads good, keeping everything healthy. And so like just like things like that help. And as far as like staying in shape, like I go from football playing 100+ snaps to I started basketball playing like 25 minutes a game out of the 32 to track, running the 4x1, open 100, just like things that's like I'm a busy guy. I use my breaks when they're needed, but just as far as like keeping my legs up under me, like staying in shape, staying in the weight room, obviously, like all those things are important, and like they'll show on the field. Like I'm not too like big on like the weight room, no field work, or field work, no weight room. It's like I got a good balance, and so UC fans and the coaches expect a lot from me, obviously, and I'm prepared for the task, and possibly have an opportunity to play early when I get there will show a lot for me. Like it'll take a second. I'm not saying it'll be easy. I'm not expecting it to be easy, but I'm ready for the task at hand, and I'm ready to take on the task of playing as a freshman in the SEC, which isn't easy. Most guys will say they do that, but expecting that to be done, and I expect that of myself. And Coach G expects me to be ready to play because he's going to need me to play, and knowing that, I'm expecting my goal for myself actually by the end of my freshman year is to be a starter. So if I could be out there starting and like competing with the best of the best, because we'll be in the playoffs, you know, we're going to be competing for national championships. So knowing that and knowing I'm going to be out there making an impact on the game at a new 18-year-old kid, because by then I'll be just turning 18 at the end of March. So it'll just be like another dream come true, you know, in front of the best fan base in college football, and just like being able to compete at a high level like that at such a young age. By the time I'm a junior, it's like I'm wreaking havoc on everybody. So it's like that's really how my high school days went. You know, I was a freshman, got threw out there quickly. I started my first game, and it was like okay, but once like the first quarter went by, I was like, okay, the speed's like the game's slowing down. Like the game starts slowing down. It's like you're ready, and then once you become ready, you can relax. You play the game, you know how to play, and it's like it becomes fun, you know. And so that's what it would be.
Absolutely. When you hear 4-star, you think really good football player. You guys just saw and heard here from Ethan Utley that there's a lot more that goes into it. Ethan, thank you for your time. Of course. Congratulations on the commitment. Thank you so much. And most importantly, happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Follow along at Volquest. You can hear from Austin Price and Ethan on why he chose the Vols. And we'll have continued coverage and recruiting coverage throughout the week. Ethan, again, thanks for your time.
Yep. Go Vols.